You are now checking out The Win Podcast, where the everyday people are the celebrities. So let's get to know them.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Matt here checking out Rick's podcast. My boy Win.
So Matt been my bro for about 5-6 years now. We met at a job.
At Crescent.
Yep, we work at an electrical company, and we just from there I remember just seeing you one day just walking to the back of the warehouse, and I see this mammoth freaking dude carrying like all this pipe, and I'm like, and first of all, he had a football jersey.
Yes.
And I was like,
yes.
We hired like an ex-retired football player. That's what I thought. 'Cause your body is insanely fit for the NFL. And, when I saw you, I was like, nah, he's definitely not just a warehouse worker. This guy works for the NFL, so I'll do security, all the above. So from there on, we just chilled, got to know each other, and I always admired like certain parts of your story that you would share with me, and that's why I wanted to come bring you back, bring you to the show so we could actually talk about it. So the floor is yours, and my first question to you, man, is basically, who are you?
I am a father of two, one on the way.
Congrats.
Thank you. Only child from my mom's side. Got a sister, had a brother from my dad's side.
Okay.
Brother passed away many, many years ago.
Okay.
I'm just a humble dude, man. I don't do much. I left my past life in the past. You know what I mean?
We're gonna bring that past back. Just to talk about it. So where you grew up at?
Bronx, always born and raised, BX Borough, over by Yankee Stadium on Woody Crest, and lived there pretty much all my life.
So how was it growing up like in that area? Because I know I grew up in Brooklyn, in Brownsville, so the violence, the poverty, all that stuff was there.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the Bronx like after college, but I'm like in a nicer Bronx. But I know I've heard of the dangerous parts of the Bronx. So what was your area like?
It was definitely poverty stricken. Like at that time that I was growing up over there was a very infamous person by the name of Larry Davis, who had black dude, had this big rumble with the cops, and
really?
He was very known for that. If people do their history and they Google Larry Davis, they'll know who I'm talking about.
So this is a random dude just beating up?
Like, he was known in the neighborhood for selling drugs and all that stuff.
Oh, okay,
but
gotcha.
that was the era. That was the 80s. That's how it was over there. Just like the movie New Jack City, that was how we lived.
Gotcha.
Didn't really get to go out much because of that. My mom's like, stay your ass home, don't do this, don't do that. And of course, I didn't listen. And, went to school out there, had all my neighborhood friends, started getting a little older. Then I started dipping and dabbling into illegal stuff myself, And when I got into high school, I was at Christopher Columbus. And I hate to say it this way, but I kind of managed going to school and hustling after school. That was my life.
So for a whole portion of your life in that, what age were you?
I started
high school, like maybe 14, 15?
About 14, 15.
So 14 and 15, you was doing your thing in the streets, but you was there at 8 o'clock for perfect attendance.
Now, I don't know about perfect attendance. I don't know about that, but I did both for a very long time.
Wow. So what made you get into that? Because I want to go on this journey where we go from the negative to the positive, because it's the person who you was in the past and who you are now is pretty much day and night, right?
Yeah.
And I think what I want to learn from and what I'm inspired by and is the choices that we always have a choice to make, no matter what. Whether if you went down that road down early, but then eventually you learned from it and flipped it around, right?
Absolutely.
So for me, I want to know basically like what made you get into that lifestyle of hustling, being around those negative people and stuff like that?
I think it was pretty much like, everybody thinks being an only child, the world is handed to you. That's not the case. Mom's raised me. She was doing what she could do, but I wanted more. And you're going to school and you're seeing everybody's dipped out and the honeys and the lunchroom table. If you wasn't dipped, you couldn't sit at this table. You had to sit at that other table. I didn't want to sit at that other table no more. I wanted to sit. Davis table. I I wanted to sit at the table where, you were somebody in school. So, Mom, buy me this, Mom, buy me that. Well, I can't get you those Jordans, but here's these nice Felines. And it was like, no, I don't want the Felines. I don't care if they're high top. I don't want them. So, it started with my cousin, actually, when hanging around him. He used to smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
I picked up that bad habit, and I was buying it so much, it was like, yo, how about you just sell the shit yourself? No, that don't sound like a bad idea.
And then you was like, I sell it and buy more.
Dude, back in the days, dog, you sell a nickel bag, you get $1 PC, $4 go back to the man, you re-up. It took me a while to get them Jordans, but I got them. You know what I'm saying?
What was those Jordans though, by the way?
They were actually retro 2s.
Because I know you have a big collection of
sneakers. Yes, and it hasn't stopped. My pockets are screaming.
Nice.
So, it went from that to that. I wanted to be dipped out in school.
Gotcha. You wanted to be that person to be like, yo, I'm the man. And everybody's going to... Now, the name Matt Boogie came from that? Or it just later on, like...
No, that came later.
Oh, okay.
That came way later.
Okay, gotcha. We don't get into that. But go ahead, go.
Back then, it was just Matt. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was just Matt.
That's how you sold it. Yeah. My name is Matt.
That's it.
Here it is. Thank you.
I'm Matt.
I am $67 away from buying these retro 2s.
You damn right. Don't buy a nickel. Buy a dime.
But your mom wasn't suspicious?
Oh, my mom was very suspicious. Love my mother to death, and obviously all kids and their parents have ups and downs. She knew that I wanted to live a certain way. I wanted to be a certain way. I wanted to look a certain way. And she knew she couldn't give it to me. So, she would beat my ass for it.
Yeah.
But as I got older, she would kind of turn a blind eye. But it was like I wasn't disrespecting her in front of her, selling it in front of her.
Right.
Coming down the block, hold on, let me make $50 more. It wasn't like that.
Gotcha.
But, as I grew older and I started venturing out more into the streets, coming home later and later, so there's nothing she could do about it.
Yeah, she probably just, at that point, was losing control. And also, you're a big fucking dude, so those punches ain't hurting
and
anymore.
Mom Dukes is like 4 foot nothing, so...
And to give a description to the freaking people that we're watching this and listening to this, you're like 6'4".
6'4", about 360.
Yeah, exactly. And your mom was just like, it's like throwing little pebbles at you.
She had an aluminum bat, but I got tired of it. I'm immune to this shit.
That's hilarious. Was your father around?
My father, after my brother passed away, I was born in 79. My brother was born in 1980. Obviously, different mother. He, at an early age, developed leukemia. And my brother passed away when he was 10, which was in 1990. He died from cancer. So that destroyed who my father was.
Wow.
And his ex-wife at the time and my mother, fighting with him constantly. Go see your son. Go pick up your son. Spend time with your son. Let your son and your daughter spend time together. And he was too hurt. He was out there.
Gotcha.
And smoking, drugs, whatever he did to numb himself.
It was just non-existent.
It wasn't. But and it was funny because I lived on 163rd in Ogden. And he was 1 block over, 1 block up on 164th and Woodcrest.
Bruh, my fault to laugh, but I thought what you were saying, he was not. I'm thinking like he's in another borough, like in another country. Wow.
He was up the block.
That's crazy. But what's so crazy is that hearing that is like mentally he was out there.
Yeah.
Like he was physically there, probably a block away, but what he was going through, which I can't imagine because God forbid I don't never want to experience that. Losing a child and stuff like that, but. He was not there.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
Were you close to your brother?
Yeah, I was as close as. My memory is vague, just based off the fact that we were so young. You know what I mean? I was 11, he was 10 when he passed.
Gotcha.
So I remember a lot, but all them years of smoking weed, I forgot a lot of shit.
That's true.
You know? Yeah. So, but we were close. We were close for the most part.
So then, you're in this lifestyle, your mom at one point is still supporting you and giving you the love, but at the same time it's like, I can't control this. He's just going to have to figure this out on his own, because I just lost control of that. And then your father's going through his own thing, he's not mentally there. And then pretty much you have your friends and this lifestyle now you're in that's pretty much it's your family for the most part.
There you go.
You know, and this is all you kind of know for right now. So I guess my question that I want to know is like, what was that moment that, you know, I guess that you realized or had like almost a wake up call, you know, I need to start changing this ways somehow or slowly like step away?
First, I just want to clarify for the record, ladies and gentlemen, just because I hustled and went to school did not mean I did not graduate. I graduated in 2 degrees in high school and a PhD in the streets. So just
I'll give you a couple claps for that.
Thank you,
That's
I appreciate it. No, I didn't realize that till later.
Oh wow.
Like into my early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
until my early 20s. We had a house out there on my old neighborhood. We sold the house. We bought the house in Soundview. And it was like, shit. I wasn't thinking longevity of hustling. The fastest money came in, the fast that shit went right back out the door. Coogee sweaters, all this extra shit.
Yeah. Looking
Like,
better now.
what am I gonna? What am I gonna do with myself? They're moving. Still want to be in my mom's house.
Right.
I ain't got no money to get my own spot. What am I gonna do? Had a conversation with the people I was working with, whatever, and it was like, well, let's set up shop over there. I'm like, all right, I'm with it. You know, let's keep this gravy train rolling.
Right.
That didn't work out that way. So when I moved from Woody Crest to Soundview, the hustling was not existent. And it was like, damn, now I gotta get a job. I did that until
What was that job?
Toys R Us.
So you was
Toys R Us.
So you was basically you was hustling and then you was a Toys R Us kid.
I'm hustling bikes. Yo, y'all need bikes? Y'all need bikes? Like,
You was hustling. Also, you was doing your thing, but you was hustling the bikes that was there. That is hilarious.
yeah. I mean,
What kind of bike? The BMX?
whatever they had, whatever I can get my hands on, I'm selling it.
Damn.
That's all I knew. Sell water to a whale.
That is hilarious. How long you was there at Toys R Us?
I was there about a year
Okay.
doing stock, and then living on Soundview, starting to know people and all that, smoking.
Yeah.
Yo, dog, let's make some money. So let's make some money. You got a game plan? No. All right, this is the game plan. And I met this one dude who I was cool. I'm still cool with. Excuse me. And smoked a lot. And then his father was a bouncer at a club in the city, and he was like, "Let's go make money at the club, hanging out flyers." I was like, "All right, cool." And we got there, and there was a situation with some Brazilian dude fighting this Moreno, and we helped the Brazilian dude. Brazilian dude gave us weed. So I'm like, I'm not smoking it because I don't know where that should come from.
Right.
Come to find out, man opened up the trunk and there was tons of fucking bags of weed. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, wanna make money? I'm like, let's do this. Jumped right back into selling weed again.
Damn.
Now I got a Brazilian connect and I'm selling it in the club.
So now you got deeper
So
into
then I got
the
deeper
hall.
into it. The blessing out that club that night in December of maybe 2001. So I'm working. This short little black lady walks up to me and she's like, "I like your long braids. You're cute. What's your
you had
number?"
braids?
Yeah, I used to have braids. Boy, my braids is down to the crack of my ass. Yeah. You couldn't tell me, no, you want double Dutch mile like this with the braid, like whatever. So a little black lady comes up to me and she's kicking it to me. She's like, "What's your number?" And I shit you not, that moment changed everything.
Why?
That ended up being my first son's mother. Well-educated black woman, smart, not street at all, country girl, and just the way she was with me during our time of relationship was like, damn, like I can't be the person that I am.
Did she know about it, or you was hiding that?
She knew about it.
Okay.
She knew about it. But I said I can't be this person no more with her. So I slowly started pulling away from it. But then when I ended up, I don't know how it happened. We were sleeping and I woke up, and coming out of my bedroom, there's steps to go down into the sala. And I fell down the steps. And I thought, damn, let me wake up. but I couldn't feel the left side of my body. So she immediately called the ambulance. We went to Jacoby, found out I had a mild stroke.
What the fuck?
So
What age is that?
I was 23. 23, had a mild stroke. I'm a month, 2 months into a relationship with this person. This is where people show their true colors.
Yeah.
She showed her absolute truest color. She called out of work for 2 weeks. She stood by my side in the hospital. She brought me food. She would sleep in the chair, the whole 9 yards.
He's good with that real quick.
Yeah, well, one time for the baby mama.
One time for the baby mama.
So,
wow.
that right there was like, all right, I got to give it my all. Once I got better and all that, she helped me get better. I decided, you know what, let's change my lifestyle.
So you pretty much, it took that moment where you was pretty much in that bed, and you just like, what was going on in your mind in that moment? I guess I want to know.
I was paranoid. I didn't know if I was going to. I know cases of strokes where people completely lose all mobility of their left side of their body, or whatever side it happens on. I'm like, dude, I'm 23. I can't be paralyzed. Like, this can't happen. I'm 23. I haven't even lived. I've lived a long life through the streets, but I haven't really lived a life. And by the grace of God, man, I got better.
I think that, to me, that sounds like that was like pretty much that wake up call that you needed. Yeah. That it was like, okay, you ain't gonna learn through these ropes, but we're gonna give you something drastic, hopefully for you to be wake up.
It was a partial wake up, only because I'm stubborn and I'm hard headed. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm a little stubborn.
Okay, so what happened after you didn't fully stop?
I stopped to an extent.
Gotcha.
And then when I really stopped was when that sonogram picture came. Was like, we're about to have a baby, and I was like, oh shit. Now I gotta be a role model.
What happened in that moment when you're 23, right? Or 24?
When that happened, I was 20. I think she gave birth when I was 24.
So when you got that sonogram, man, like how was that? What was that moment for you? Like
I was paranoid because there's this career goal oriented woman. Here's this street dude that only knows hustling and had one job, selling bikes that was stolen.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Toys R Us, Co-op City. So, it was like,
I'm gonna be a dad now.
I'm gonna be a dad, but in the same sense, I'm like, damn, does she deserve to be with someone who's not on the same level as her? How do I step it up? So, I had to do what I had to do and look for jobs, and I found jobs, but I always was switching from one job to the next because I couldn't really find a fit for myself. And, it ended up being, at that time, it ended up being my biggest blessing.
It's funny when you're hearing that. It's just like, it seems like to me in that moment, like she saw so much in you that you didn't see. You settled yourself so short that I want the nice things. It's fine to have the nice things, but I want the nice things. But at the same time, all I see myself progressing is just a hustler. This is all I know. I didn't have nobody else to tell me that I could be something else. But here comes this woman, which is a big blessing, right? And she sees so much in you. And then here comes your son coming down, which is another blessing. Yeah. That's like, well, Dad, I see more in you as well. And then you slowly start to realize, there's something more in me, and I have to start making things work for myself and also for this family that
I created. Absolutely right.
Which is crazy.
Absolutely right. I had to do everything. I had to forget what I knew, and I had to start learning things that I need to know.
Was that hard for you now to tell everybody like, oh, I ain't, Mad Boogie no more? You know
what? It's funny. I don't remember how old my son was. Maybe 3 or 4 years old. I call it a midlife crisis. Yeah. Where, I'm still smoking weed, but not as much as I used to. And I still have a son, and I don't want him to be like that. And I used to live next to a barbershop. I used to hang out at the barbershop. And this one Saturday, dude, I woke up late because I got smoked out Friday night. And I woke up that Saturday, and I went into the barbershop, and I told the barber, I'm like, yo, do me a favor, cut my hair. That's when I had long braids. He's like,
do what they could double dutch.
He's like, yeah. He's like, cabrón, ¿cómo que corta el pelo? And I'm like, cut my hair. He's like, you serious? I'm like, dude, cut my hair. Here, I put in a ponytail for him, and I held the ponytail, and he cut my hair. Completely off to a low Caesar. That same day that I cut my hair was the day I stopped smoking weed. That was, actually, you know what? My son was 3, because it's been 12 years now that I haven't smoked a blunt.
Yo, let me give you another soft clap.
Thank you.
It's sensitive.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mike.
Soft clap.
And I went back into the apartment, and my son's mother saw me, and obviously my son has a low Caesar. She saw me, she broke down crying. She's like, oh my fucking God, yo, like, what happened? You okay? And I was like, yo, I can't be like this no more. I gotta be somebody else. And, yo, from then on, everything else changed.
And, you know, me hearing that outside, you know, looking in, you know, that was a moment for you where you had this cleansing. Like, the braids was this mask, this person that the world created, right? Not that you wanted that, you know, to a sense, but it was handed to you. You said, whatever, you want me to be this, I'm going to be this, and I want those things that come with that. But now here you are taking control and saying that enough is enough. So I'm gonna cut this past and leave it there.
Exactly.
So when you was looking right in that mirror, and be like, was it weird for you looking at yourself when that shit came off?
It was weird. It was very weird because I don't remember the last time I had my hair that low. So it took some getting used to.
Nice.
Definitely.
So one thing I want to get into, because like you touched basically on like fatherhood, and that's something to me that, you know, before, like, I didn't know the deep side of you, like what you're sharing now, only like the bits and pieces of it. Like you never read deep into it. But one thing that you always went deep into, and I always admired, was you being a proud father. Like, yeah, like we would talk, but Noah was always in that sentence, no matter what. It was like, yo, I'm gonna go talk to these girls and do what I gotta do, whatever, but once I'm done, I gotta go to see Noah. Like, you know, everything. And I'm just like, wow, like, to me, that touched me so much, because in this society that we live in now, like, a lot of these fathers don't know how to be fathers. That's one. And there's no book, right, to know how to be a father. But it's like a key element that is needed in a kid's life. Like, you know, in your life where, you know, your dad was going through certain things, but he would have made a difference if he was there. If my dad was around, even though I learned a lot from him not being around, he would have made a difference if he was there. So my thing that I want to know, man, is what drives you, or what drives you to become to be a great father?
I don't want to take away from my father, you know, when he went through his stuff, because I did see him, and I did spend time with him, and you know, I would have my weekends in his house or whatever the case is. Just the gap between me and him was more happening when all I cared about was hustling. You know what I mean? I ain't got time to go see nobody. I'm trying to make this money. So I don't want to take nothing from him.
Right.
But one thing about my dad, he was always loving, always caring, and he was very attentive when I was in his presence.
Right.
And I want my son to feel that. So, like you said, it didn't matter if I went out clubbing and I got home at 2 in the morning. If I have to be at your school, at your mother's house at 7 in the morning, I'm there.
But you know what? Like, I love that, but at the same time, for me, is like, what I find, I guess, like, amazing is that, you know, no one taught you these things, but somehow you wanted to give, like, where did that come from? Like, you know, I didn't have certain things, so I'm gonna give that to Noah. But there was another level that, you know, when you would share, that I would think that you almost had that, ultimately growing up. Like, what, in the end result, like, what, like, determined you to be like, was it so much about, like, I don't want him to be me, or me in the past, I want him to be better.
That's
so
definitely.
I have to like be so much more for this.
It was definitely that. I never in a million years do I want him to go down any road that I went down in my past. Never. Everybody's great at something. If you want to be great at something, you do your best to be great. At that time back then, I thought I was Tommy from Power. I'm gonna be the biggest goddamn drug dealer, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be great at this. So I applied to it.
Gotcha.
When I saw my son come out that NICU unit and I got to hold him for the first time, I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking great father. Tears in my eyes, whole 9 yards. I'm gonna be a great fucking father. This is what I'm going to apply everything to. And that's what I did.
That's beautiful.
That's exactly what I did, man.
That is beautiful.
He literally changed my life. He changed it for the better. And anything that I've had to sacrifice, anything that I've had to endure for him to be happy, I'll do it 10 more times. I ain't got no problem with that. I love my son to death. And now having another one,
Right.
same rules apply. Now it's just 2 times, you know?
Right.
Hey, I loved you and I did this, that, and the third for you. I'm going to do the same thing for your little brother.
It's amazing. What have you learned, from fatherhood so far that you've been basically on this journey, right? You're always going to learn something new. We ain't perfect, so we make mistakes as humans. And one day when I'm blessed to be a father, I know I'm gonna make mistakes as a father. So,
of course.
So what are some of the lessons that you learned in fatherhood that you learned that also that you can give advice to other fathers? So sometimes I see your Instagram post and it'll be dead on, like, "Oh, you deadbeat motherfuckers," blah blah blah.
And I keep it real with them. Like, come on, man. There's a saying. I've always said this. I don't know if anybody else has. When I'm writing stuff like that, it's because I get angry at absentee fathers that do it on purpose. Because your baby moms ain't want to give you a little head or something like that. You don't want to see your kid. Get out of here with that shit. Father your kids, man. That's all I say. Father your kids. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're leaving behind. That money, the car, the fucking Bentley, the 15 big booty joint. None of that shit's gonna matter, dog. I'm just saying. It's a random number. But at the end of the day, that's your legacy, dude.
Yeah.
That's what's carrying your last name for as long as that last name can go. And
what was what's a big lesson or a gift that you got from fatherhood that wherever it goes it applies to fatherhood and also to your life?
It's a good one.
You can take your time, it's fine. No, you could.
You got to be true, man. I don't have anything else. You got to be true to yourself. If you ain't true to yourself, you ain't gonna be true to your kids. You're gonna be a fucking horrible father.
Damn. Deep. I like that. Be true to yourself.
That's it, man.
Because also kids will see that. If you're full of shit, your kids are so honest. Kids are brutally honest. They're gonna see that and call you out and say you're full of shit.
Dude, how many memes we've seen on Instagram? Daddy said he was going to the store to get cigarettes. This nigga came back 7 years later. No, man. Like, come on, dude. That's not how it goes. Stay true to your word. If you tell your child you're gonna do something, do it.
It's so funny because my friend was telling me a story of she's going through something with like her brother and stuff like that, and the nephew basically was arguing with his father or whatever, right? And she overheard him say like, and that's why you haven't been to work in like 5 years. You need to go get a job. And the kid is like 8 years old. So that to me ties into like how kids are not dumb. We think they dumb or they, that we know more than dumb. Nah, they know more than you.
Smart. They got Google and shit, bro.
They just smart. They got all that stuff.
YouTube is raising our children.
That's true.
That's
another thing that I don't like though. Like, growing up, and you can vouch for this. If I went to a doctor's appointment with my mom, I didn't have an iPad. I had to wait and sit there with her until she got called in, and then got called out, then make a new appointment for the next visit.
Absolutely.
There was no freaking iPad. There was no play with these toys and stuff.
They didn't have that luxury.
Nah, hell no.
They didn't have that luxury.
I see these kids now looking at the iPad. I get jealous because I don't have an iPad like that. And then two, I get mad that like that's basically that device that's raising them. Now I know when I'm blessed to have a child, I may use that device for certain occasions. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have that at all times. I had to learn to just be respectful and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and when you're walking home with mommy, don't ask her for McDonald's because hay arroz en casa. You know what I'm saying? That's how it went.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
I want to touch on Also, not only you're a beautiful father, and I learned from that, but you have this beautiful baby mama, right? That you have this great co-parenting. But it wasn't always great what you shared, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, because nowadays, like, it's very tough, like, to have a baby mama that's like respectful, or baby dad that's respectful, and having that unit to be like, all right, we're not together and that's fine, but we got a job to raise this kid.
Yes.
So I want to know, like, the challenges that you had, kind of like doing that, and like the success that you had. You know, take us down that journey real quick.
So first and foremost, because I know she's gonna watch this, because I ain't calling you baby mama. We are co-parents. Okay, so my co-parent, like I said, she's a little bit older than me, like a year or two.
Okay.
Her upbringing and mine, complete oil and water, complete opposite.
Really?
She's a country girl, born and raised in Virginia. Dirt road with the one light stand for the whole block. Like, she's, I'm from the Bronx. Her morals, her values, I cherish them because of the way she is with my son. And, even though we went our separate ways and it was mutual, one thing that we both know and we couldn't change, not that we want to, but the way we love our son. And it was like, all right, look, I'm about to be single. Well, I am single at that time. I'm about to be out here being a hoe and a half.
I want to get into that whole.
I bet you do. Right? So I'm about to be this whole male hoe and a half, but that's not going to interfere with him. Anything I do outside of Noah does not interfere with him. And I showed her that, and she kept her private life private. And basically, at the end of the day, to be a great co-parent, one, you gotta have respect. Respect each other. Don't fight. Don't bitch this, nigga that. Don't do none of that. Your kid is gonna see that, and eventually, your kid is gonna pick a side. Then one parent gets hurt. We don't do that. We everything we coexist for him, solely for him. We've been on vacations together as co-parents. We went to Florida.
Wait, y'all went to vacation, and you didn't even try to grab a butt and nothing like that. Like yo, let me just remind you back in the day.
Nah, ain't none of that.
It was just strictly we are here to have fun.
We are here to
good
be
old
a family.
Fun.
And make sure that Mickey and Donald and all them sing happy birthday to him correctly.
It's fun and family, not fucking and family.
That's exactly what it was.
Two positive F's.
And we coexist like that, dude.
Wow.
Anything that has to do with him financially, half and half.
But it took time, right? It took work to get to that, and that didn't happen overnight.
Because after we broke up and we went our separate ways, and I was living whatever lifestyle I was living, I wasn't. How do I say? I wasn't as financially stable as she was.
Okay.
As she was.
So she was paying for the dinners.
So she was paying for most of the stuff. Yeah, and then
paying
whatever
for your rent, paying for your socks, your Jordan.
She bought a few pairs here and there, but we whatever little ones I had, I made sure I gave to her for him.
Gotcha.
So I've always supported him financially, physically, and emotionally, the whole nine yards. It's respect, dude.
Gotcha. So the advice you would give to others is
respect. Let me tell you something. A little bit of respect goes a long way, especially when you're trying to raise a kid together in this society. Like I said, you call your baby moms a bird, you call the father a deadbeat, the kid hears that, the kid is gonna say, well, shit, Dad, you are a deadbeat. You ain't buy me not one number 2 pencil. Damn, Ma, how many weekends in a row you gonna go out and eat it with Grandma? Can I get some oodles and
I think you know how bad of a dad you gotta be if you can't give your son a number 2 pencil. That's like the worst.
It happens though. It happens.
The way you describe that thing, I forgive my dad for everything that he had believed in me. Because damn, to not afford a number 2 pencil,
it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. Like I hear stories like he can't buy Pampers for his baby. It's like shit, dude.
That's crazy.
But long story short, you have to respect your co-parent to make things work and to keep it working. I've been doing this 15 years. When me and her get together, we say, damn, we should write a book. I'm like, let's do it.
You should. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I was so interested in that, and like when you used to always speak about it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I never heard anything like that, because the only stories I ever heard was the bad side of it, like, oh, fuck that motherfucker.
But you know what? There is bad sides to it, because in certain relationships, like I've had in relationships that I was in after my son's mother, you're so used to hearing my baby daddy ain't shit, my baby mama ain't shit, right? You don't often hear my co-parents the best. We have a great relationship.
Nah, you never do.
People don't know how to process that. Oh, it's great because you still fucking her. No, absolutely not. They don't know how to handle that. So now they put stress into your relationship. And it's like, oh, well, you can't do this with her, and you can't do that with her, and you can't. Like, first of all, I do what I want, number one. And number two, if I have to do with my son and it involves his mother, I'm going to do what I need to do with them. You don't control me. You can't tell me I can't do this and do that. I have a relationship like that. I have a relationship done with.
Right.
Trying to control my every movement. Oh, well, if you don't, you don't have to talk to her every day. I don't talk to her every day. Well, she should only call you about your son. Why is that? She's still my best friend. Just because we're not together means I can't. She's your man. I need to talk to you. I need your advice on what to do with this job. I'm gonna give you my advice.
Is that like a big red flag for you? Like when you
yeah.
get involved with other women out there or whatever, like, and they start talking shit about, like, you're like, nah, chill.
I don't cut off plenty of females off the strength that they want to put their. It's okay to give me your opinion. It's okay to put your 2 cents in. When you try to control the direction of how I have
apart what we worked.
Yeah, like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Put your sandals on. Your Uber's downstairs waiting. Vete pa casa.
Here's a number 2 pencil for your son.
There's number 2 pencil. There you fucking go.
I want to get into now the whole phase. Well, that, and I know you was in. Everyone gets in that life where you're like, yo, I'm free now. I get to do what I want to do, and I'm just gonna have fun. That's pretty much what it is. And I think along with that journey, which I shared in my second show, you're going through that, and you also learn a lot by yourself. So I want to know, what attracts Matt Boogie? Like, when you're out there, what are some of the things that you look for in a woman?
You know what?
And what turns you off?
I'm gonna give you a 100% exclusive, real.
This is it.
Emotion and feeling, right?
Right.
It ain't no secret. As after the stroke and all that, taking medication, I gained more weight.
Right.
And just like anybody else, everybody has an insecurity.
Right.
And as I got bigger, it's like, fuck, I don't like being big. How can I prove myself? Well, I can't say, yeah, I'm fat, but I get mad pussy. So, and that's shallow as shit. I know it's shallow as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's mad real. Mad real.
I'm proving to myself that I do. You know what?
But Biggie used to do it and rap about it too. It was a fat black or whatever it is.
We can get fun on the lazy boy.
Yes.
Mad head.
Yeah.
He had money.
You was pulling them. You was pulling them with no money.
So that was my thing. It was insecurity. Like, yo, you fat, man. You ain't gonna get no chick. Blah blah blah. And for some reason, my dumb ass is like, you know what, man? Prove it to yourself that you can. So I went through a whole phase. Yeah, I smashed that, and I did this with that, and I did this with that. Babe, I love you. Just want you to know that. But everybody goes through their phase, and I went through that for a very long time.
Did that, by you doing that, did it help your insecurity, or you think it just like left it at stagnant, or did you?
You know what? Honestly, it probably both. Probably both. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it was like, all right, I'm getting ass, and I'm fat, but it's got to be something about me.
Right.
Maybe it's my personality. Maybe it's my jokes. Maybe it's the way I make them feel. Maybe it's just a security thing where girls like, dudes to tower over them. They feel safe.
Gotcha.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe I am a semi-decent person inside of me being a hoe.
Gotcha.
And I left it like that, to be honest.
Did you learn how to, I guess, like, after a while, like, you learn it from that, right? So you learn, like, yo, I do have I'm pulling them in and we having fun, but I am funny. You know, I do have a great personality. Okay, like I went into this world for one thing. At the same time, it's showing me they're not attracted to my body. No, they're more attracted to what I'm saying and who I am as a person. So did you have those moments where you was like realizing, oh shit?
It was like oh shit. And once again, shallow as fuck.
Yeah.
It sounds shallow, but it was like as from one girl to the next, as the levels of bad, quote unquote, we're getting, as far as damn she's bad, she's really bad. It started getting higher, and it was like, well, shit, she could go to deal with wine at the 40-40 club and you know, leaving the Benz, but she's riding the 6 train with me. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real.
So it's like, shit, there got to be something about me, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I realized. Like, yo, it's because I'm a good dude.
No, man, I think that's what, you're an amazing dude, because to me, that's what attracted me to you was the energy that you have and the honesty that you have, and no matter what, like the past that you had. Like I was always cool with the drug dealers in my school, always made them laugh. I was always cool with people on my block, but that's what they did. It didn't define who and what they are inside.
Exactly.
And to me, that's what attracted me to you, and we became mad cool. So did you ever, is it still almost like an insecurity, or are you still now learning like to accept yourself and your body? Like, yo, fuck it. I am fat, whatever. I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to lose weight. It is what it is.
I accepted it fully. And I say that shit to dudes and females alike. Like, you fat. So I'm like, but your girl love rubbing on my belly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got an extra pillow to lay on, brother.
So, one last thing that I want to know about that thing, like when you was out there, what attracted you to the women, and what was it? What, like when you went on these dates or whatever, like what attracted you, and what was a turn off? I know one turn off. I was feet.
That's still the biggest turn off ever, dog.
You always like once a month you make that meme alert. It's like you got fucked up feet. I don't care if we just friends. Do not come around me.
Look like you're kicking rocks down the block. Like no, I hate it. I have a sock drawer because I'm a sock collector. I like dead socks. And on the side of the sock drawer there was the beat up ankle socks, and it was like, all right. Damn, shit, her feet are fucked up. Yo, mom, put on these socks. I used to give the chicks with messed up feet, I used to give them ankle socks to put on. Because I didn't want to feel that shit in bed. I want to feel your nasty feet on me.
You had an ugly feet drawer?
Yes. Swear to God.
So if you was about to do something with this chick or whatever, you about to have fun and you notice her feet, you was like, hold up real quick, let me pop open this. Here's some tube socks.
And I give them the ultimate lie. Yo, my floor gets really cold because it's marble. I don't want your feet to get cold.
Hilarious.
But in all honesty, it was because I didn't want to see your jacked up ass feet.
Alright, well no, the feet is a big thing. I don't like messed up feet either.
Turn on, obviously. I mean, you know, I'm.
Yeah, besides the ass, tits, and all that stuff, but like, what was something that like, cause like, you have your nuts that you just bust in whatever because she's bad, but at the same time, you know, you have those dragging dates. It's like, oh, she is so whack. I just want to hit it and that's it. Yeah. So like, what was something that attracted you outside of the whole ass titties and
I think being a father, it was like, okay, if I'm dating this person, I'm actually going to be serious about this person. They have to have certain qualities that meet the criteria.
Gotcha.
One is you have to love children because my son is my world. And if you ever were to meet him and be around him, I need to see the vibe that you give off. If you ain't got that motherly instinct in you, you're a dub.
Gotcha.
I can't do it.
But what now also, what if you just meet someone that's like, you know, potentially you just want to like have fun with, right? Like, I know if there's something turning you off about them or whatever, you ain't gonna give them the light of day. But what is something that like, even during the conversation that you was like just talking with them, you're like, oh, that's pretty dope.
Just like the way we're having a conversation, you know, tell me your personality, tell me what you went through, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta get too deep, just let's talk about what you've been through. Let's talk about what you want to do. Let's talk about what you plan on doing. You know.
Yeah. For me, it was always like definitely personality. Like I didn't like. Of course, I was attracted to like looks and stuff like that, but to hold a conversation, make me laugh, you know, just overall being open minded to a lot of things. That to me was like the the sugar on top. It was like just be, because nowadays the generation don't know how to talk. Everything is through text. Everything is through this. So for me, just to have a conversation, that meant everything.
And you got to be able to handle I'm a smart ass. I'm very sarcastic.
Nice.
So if you can't handle that and you're uptight, tight ass about it, then we ain't gonna kick it.
That's the worst thing. When you don't know how to joke
outta
and
here
shit like
with
that.
that
Like,
shit.
get out of here. You're wasting your time and life and space and this earth. Like, that's mad deep.
Just keep going, Rick. Just keep going. Just keep going.
I went deeper than
Shit.
time on earth. Like, why are you being like that? So, right now we're gonna move along to like these different segments that of the show. So one of the segments is called Peekaboo, and basically I got this inspiration from seeing my friend on her show she was putting up in the play, and it was dope. And what I like about it was she asked this question, and the first question was, what is something you hide from the world?
I was about to quote a fucking Drake lyric.
Like,
You know, I was hiding my son from the world. I was hiding my son. You know, I'm not gonna say that anyway. What is something that I hide from the world?
yeah. Like an example that I gave, and I'm always going to use it, which is true. I hide my pain from the world. Like a lot of times when people see my shows and stuff like that, no matter, they were like, "Yo, I didn't know you've been through all that." Like it's crazy. So I'll hide my pain because it's nobody's business at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So and I have a certain few that I would share that with, but I hide my pain from the world. So what is something that you know that you hide from the world?
I can say I hide my pain.
No, don't take my answer though.
No. But I hide it to an extent. Like I have no hair on my tongue. If I feel something, I let that shit out. I don't like you.
Gotcha.
You're full of shit. Fuck. I can't. I think what I hide probably the most is the heart that I wear on my sleeve. To be honest with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm a street dude. Yeah, I have a tough exterior, but my interior is soft.
You have the biggest heart.
And I have a big heart. But when you show that shit, it's taken advantage of.
Right.
You're not taking advantage of me. So
Right.
I definitely hide that the most.
Awesome. Now, what is something that you show the world?
My ass.
Yeah, like literally your ass?
My ass.
You show the world your ass?
I show them I am not afraid to be me, and I am not afraid to voice my opinion. And I will tell you exactly how I feel. I'm not Willy Wonka. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you to soothe your insecurities. It is what it is. Going back to feet. Yeah, your outfit is cute, but your feet are fucked up, ma. No, not your wife. No, I'm not talking to your wife. She got all. She good. See, she's covering them up and all that, right? So but that's.
She had the socks. I made her wear the socks.
You see, I'm. Yeah. So I'm very, very honest. I can't hold it back. Like if you're telling me something personal and you want a real opinion, you're gonna get a real opinion. You're either gonna hate me or love me.
Nice. Thank you. That was awesome. Now my next segment is it's called "What Would You Do?" So if tomorrow you knew you was gonna die at 3 p.m., right? But you can accomplish any dream or goal, no matter what. Don't even worry about the logistics. Just know that tomorrow you're dying at 3 p.m. and you could accomplish any dream or goal. I want to know what would that be.
It's gonna sound cheesy, but it is something I definitely thought about plenty of times. In all honesty, dude, I would like to be somewhere in PR, big ass hammock between two trees, and I have my kids with me, and I have my wife with me, and my parents. God forbid, they're still there. My sister, my niece, and I just want to just lay in a fucking hammock, going back and forth. I don't want to talk. Just everybody just sit there and just on a hammock, chilling.
That's dope. I love that. You took me there. You definitely did. I want to put me in that there too. And this last segment is called Words from My Spiritual Teacher, Guru Enlightenment. Everyone knows from my shows and from my Instagram, from my Facebook, that I have a spiritual teacher that I go to talk about my problems, talk about everything. And her name is Guru Enlightenment, and she teaches spirituality, which is to be free and independent and to believe in yourself and that you have a journey to accomplish and to complete in life. So she gives out free workshops. She does writings on Facebook. She has a book on Amazon. You can check out her website, guruenlightenment.com. And one thing I wanted this segment is just to basically share a little bit about her, so you guys can see what she more or less write, and then you can do your research, just like I had to go through it and learn more about her. So this piece that I got from her on her Facebook is called "You." So I'm going to read the little passage from it, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
So it's called "You" by Guru Enlightenment. You are wandering around in the world. Where do you fit? Are you worthy of being in the crowd? Honestly, who gives a shit? Oh, I forgot that you do. And that's why you haven't found your place, because you're still waiting to be accepted. Well, continue waiting, because no one gives a crap except you. Now, what do you intend to do? Continue following everyone else's journey but yours? So, Matt, when you hear that, what does that make you think of?
I mean, that was strong. Kind of sounds like how like I said, you don't hold your tongue. She says what she has to say, and she means the shit she says. I don't know, honestly.
You know, for me, it's crazy, because I didn't, like, I usually, what I do for these podcasts, like, I'll go look at her writings and stuff like that.
Can I read it again while you talk to me?
Yeah. And what I feel from it, I'll basically pull from it. I'm like, I like this, I'm gonna talk about it. But for me, for that, right, kind of explains your journey from, like, the beginning of, like, you have these braids, you want to be this person, blah, 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 you wanted to fit in, you wanted to be accepted. And then finally you was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this off, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna face myself in the mirror, take responsibility, and be a different person. I'm gonna be Matt, I'm gonna be me. And that, to me, that's what, like, I get from it, like, hearing that about you. And of course, I've been in that road down that road as well, where I felt that, you know, I had to be somebody else, I had to be this, I had to be that, and I was so angry about certain things, I became a person that I'm not. And then I finally, you know, working with Guru, you know, started becoming who and what I am even more. Like, I started that journey in college, and when I met her, it was even more growth to really face myself in that mirror and strip myself of all the clothes that society put me on me, and then accept the naked truth in the mirror, which is like pretty much my first show. So
exactly.
So it's like that's what I get from it as well, and it's crazy because I get, like, your life story from the beginning to now, and that.
Reading it over just now, kind of like that, like she said, you know, why do you fit? Why are you still going on this journey? When are you going to start your own journey? I think I started mine. I started mine, and I'm still going. Like I
like that answer. You said I started mine, but I'm still going.
Yeah, I'm 39, like, and I'm about to have my second child, 15 years apart from my first child. That's a big gap, you know. I'm starting over all again, dude, changing diapers and pushing strollers. You know, I got to relive what I already did, but I'm creating it differently. I'm not going to do the same exact thing that I did with Noah. I'm going to raise, you know, baby Ramos to be this way, but so that it meshes with his brother. It's like with you and Ainge. You guys have that big age gap.
Yeah.
Now my son is going to have a 15-year age gap with his kid, with his brother. Dude, I'm going to be well into my 50s. Like, my son's 7. You know, like it's. But I have to continue going through this. I have to continue.
It's a new journey for you.
It's a whole new journey for me, and it's a new journey for my lady as well. It's her first boy. It's real. It's we have a lot of obstacles, and you know, I ain't got my running shoes on because I ain't running away from nothing. Before I would have ran away. Now, I'm going straight forward, head on.
And on that note, I think that was beautiful to end on, and I just want to share that. You know, thank you so much for being so honest, being so open, being you in this interview, in this podcast. And, you know, thank you for being a great friend, for always supporting me, for listening to me. And you're a brother to me. You're part of my family. So thank you so much for doing this, and thank you
for having me.
And I think I learned so much from you today, from your life, and a lot of things that I haven't learned, and I want to thank you for those lessons. And at the same time, I think, you know, whoever listens to this is going to learn a lot too, because to me, at the end of the day, it's not how you basically are brought into this world, is what you do to change that and to come out of it, to find out who and what you are. And that's what
Absolutely.
I gain, from this as well, also from fatherhood. It's like it's never too late to change your path to something positive.
Once again, thank you everybody for checking out another episode of the Win Podcast. You can check us out on SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram at the Win Podcast. And any information you want to check out, just look at the description box and all the information is there. So thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed another episode. Peace.